know what you're thinking. Did you fire 6 shots or only 5? And to tell you the truth, in all this excitement, I've forgotten myself. So you've got to ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do ya, punk? Hey, folks! Kilt-Man here. It's Christmas Eve! It's Christmas Eve, yes! The day before the big day! Wow, excitement. He's coming tonight! Woo! And nothing speaks of Christmas and Yuletide fun and festivities more to me than Dirty Harry. So I got my Magnum. I got my Dirty Harry t-shirt. I got my soundtracks. I've even got my San Francisco PD badge and Harry Callahan warrant card. I love me some Dirty Harry. Dirty Harry, of course, is the ultra right-wing, almost pure fascist judge, jury and executioner of the San Francisco Police Department. Early 70s, up into the 80s. And Clint Eastwood, Clint, the main man, took on the mantle after John Wayne famously turned it down. Let's turn that down a second. John Wayne, yes, the people's champion. But John Wayne didn't like the idea of being this rogue sort of maverick cop. So Clint leapt at it. Big success. John Wayne saw his arse, good style, and then did his own little sort of Dirty Harry offshoots. Brannigan and McHugh. Realising, shit, I missed the boat on that one. Because the climate was right for a cop that takes the law into his own hands and kicks severe ass, flaunts the law himself and just puts proper righteous justice on the streets. Yep, Dirty Harry. Of course, Clint had just done, the spaghetti westerns. He then brought the western back to America and was doing sort of spaghetti offshoots, spaghetti style westerns in America. And, he was also doing the likes of Play Misty for Me and really making a name for himself as a character actor, So when Don Siegel took on board Dirty Harry, and the first movie, Andy Robinson plays Scorpio, the deranged sniper and kidnapper and absolute pure badass. Dirty Harry throws the rule book out, beats the living shit out of this guy and anyone else that gets in his damn way, and in the end throws his badge into the river because, hey, it was all for nothing. He's fed up like fighting bureaucracy and red tape and stupid rules and legalities, lawyers and scumbags who get away with it all. Big success. Big success, so he had to get his badge back in time for the second movie, Magnum Force. And Magnum Force is unusual in that it's about a bunch of rogue cops who, David Soul is amongst them, Priest, asking much, David Soul is in there, and they are a Magnum Force, they're all dead shots, they all went to high school together, and they are a clique within a clique, and they are governed by, the police commissioner, by a little sort of subversive, clandestine unit, going out there, taking out the hoodlums and the scumbags. Why the fuck would Dirty Harry have any kind of umbrage with that? That's exactly what he does. But they're doing it even better than he can, Maybe it's because they're taking out the ones he wants to take out. So he just thinks, no, I've gone out of competition. I must take these bastards down myself. And it was a bigger, more action-packed sequel. Of course, then they made The Enforcer with Tyne Daly. Ended up on Alcatraz prison itself, Alcatraz Island. That was okay, but not brilliant. Then Sudden Impact, yes, Sudden Impact, awesomeness. And then the Deadpool with Liam Neeson and, oh God, who else was in it? Oh, Jim Carrey was in it as well. And what the hell was that about? I enjoyed it at the time, but a little remote control car with a bomb on it, zipping down the highways and roads of San Francisco, chasing Dirty Harry? No, that was just stupid, man. Come on. Anyway, that's not a Magnum. It is a Western style gun. But I must just tell you, many years ago, back in the 80s, in the UK, it was legal to have firearms. Now, I'm not advocating firearms, but I do love them. I grew up in a house where my dad was a firearms, pistol and rifle champion, a Bisley crack shot. He had firepower all over the house, and a big, strong military collection. He owned his own museum at one stage as well, with all artifacts from the Zulu Wars and the First World War, the Second World War, ad infinitum. So my passion for military stuff and history was born there. But in the 80s, aged only like 14, I had a Magnum, Smith & Wesson Magnum 357 revolver and an M16 assault rifle, which was only semi-automatic. Even in those days, you couldn't have fully automatic weapons. I fired all manner of weapons in those days. I was a member of the Phoenix Shooters Association, so we travelled up and down the length and breadth of the country in pistol and rifle championships. Had a great old time of it. Became very experienced and well versed in, you know, weaponry. Fired a 44 Magnum, and I will tell you this: there's no way that unless you're the build of Clint Eastwood, you're a 6'2", 6'3" size, shoulders like a barn door, built like a brick shithouse, can you actually fire that one-handed? A short ass like me, I was blown off my feet with the recoil of that. Blown off my feet. That's not good. So what you will notice that with the 357 Magnum revolver, that has a, like this, has a stabilising rod underneath the barrel, which keeps the barrel from flying up. So that one you can actually fire single-handed. I wouldn't recommend double action. Double action means that you actually just squeeze the trigger and the hammer will go back and then bump and unleash its payload. When you fire single action, you cock it back. So it's a lot easier. There's a lot less pressure to put on that trigger. But in the films, the Dirty Harry films, you see Clint all the time firing single-handed and double action. Blam, 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 blam. For most people, that is an impossibility. For Clint, I'd say yes, he can do it. But I chose the 357 Magnum, and I was a bloody good shot with that as well. Sadly, in the 80s, things took a real downward slide when it came to gun ownership in the UK. A massacre at Hungerford took place. People began to clamour for like arms being given in, and some people did, but some people held on to them. And then the likes of Dunblane happened, an even more horrific tragedy where a lot of school kids were killed up in Dunblane in Scotland. At that point, everyone I know who had firearms gave them in. Happily gave them in. That was it. End of. This is wrong. Unless we're at war, we shouldn't have weapons. You know? So endeth that saga. But Dirty Harry lives on. So, with a view to Dirty Harry and all things vigilante style, I thought we'd play the main theme from Magnum Force by Lalo Schifrin. Lalo Schifrin, I've covered him before. We did Starsky and Hutch with Lalo Schifrin a few videos ago, and he did most of the Dirty Harry films. Jerry Fielding, who was also a world-class composer and a very strong close friend of Clint Eastwood's, did a lot of his westerns, did The Enforcer, and it was a radical departure. It was a far more jazzy sort of affair. But the funk that you associate with Dirty Harry, that laid-back, laconic funk, and the kind of sizzling guitar riffs, and the pounding, sort of relentless, exciting beat, is pure Schifrin. Lalo Schifrin, Mission Impossible, The Amityville Horror, Starsky and Hutch. Come on now, let's get on this. Famously, this main title just featured blood red screen with a Magnum held in the hand like that, and as the music builds up, the gun just turns on you. Let's get that right. And then Clint just goes, "This is the 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, and it could blow your head clean off. So you got to ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?" And they bloody well shoot you. That's thanks, isn't it? You know, you come to watch his movie, and he goes and blows your bloody head clean off. So, Lalo Schifrin, the main title, Magnum Force. Let's get on this. electronics, sizzling guitar, drums, percussion. Listen to that. That's fully auto. Those voices. It's another Schifrin hallmark. It screams 70s, I know, but it's also timeless. Eerie, unearthly voices. Listen how I built up the tension now. Film. Actually, he does cock it. Awesomeness. And like, Schifrin is excellent at also providing a lot of jangling suspense. This was perfectly encapsulated with Dirty Harry and Scorpio's theme, which was fuzzy synth, guitars, wailing voices, shrieking unearthly stuff, and this beat that would gradually, you know, gain vigor and pace, and it was just electrifying stuff. It was scary, it was urban, it was funky, it was vibrant, but it was also horribly haunting and spine-tingling at the same time. Only Schifrin could do that with sort of contemporary electric guitars and drums to create a spectacularly eerie sort of soundscape, you know? I'm going to zoom ahead to, this is a really fast, funky, I keep using that word funky, but that's Schifrin all over. It's funk! Dirty Harry has to go on a stakeout in this supermarket where it's been plagued by armed burglars. So in a safe room behind, you've got Dirty Harry and this other cop who's got a bulletproof vest on. You've got the shopkeepers out front, and you've got Early Smith, who is Dirty Harry's partners never seem to last long, and no one wants to be his partner. But Early Smith is his partner, who's posing as a shopkeeper, and the gang come in, and they're racist, and he's black. So they get him on his knees and put the gun to his head, and they're going to blow his head off. Like, Dirty Harry waits till the last possible moment. Let's get on that. Not that. So they're making Early get down on his knees. Now he knows Dirty Harry's just there, and he's obviously thinking, will you fucking take this guy down? How long are you going to leave this, you know? Dirty Harry zooms out, he's chasing them down the aisles. It's jazzed up to the nth degree. Brass plating. And then you get this lovely sort of reflective moment here where Early Smith says to him, man, you work close. And he's like, because he was almost got his head blown off. This is the one, of course, where Dirty Harry gets on a plane as well, full of hijackers, and poses as a pilot who can't fly a plane. And the co-pilot says to him, "Excuse me, but can you fly a plane?" And he turns around and he goes like, "Nope, never had a lesson." And the hijacker just goes, "Huh?" And he slams the brakes on, just beats the shit out of the fucking hijackers. And then he goes and turns on these other cops who are just doing what he does, taking them all down. No rules, no law, no agenda, no red tape, just blow them all away. Go figure. It's still a great film though, great film. I recommend the Blu-ray box set of all Dirty Harry movies, yeah. I love the fact that Gran Torino as well, I mean, he's an old racist guy in the neighbourhood. And you could almost see that as being Dirty Harry in retirement. And the way he goes out as well, it's a beautiful moment. It's a beautifully tragic but poetic moment as well. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to say what it is, but you know, it's a great sort of elegiac farewell to Clint's hard man persona. Because I don't think after that he did any films where, I mean, I know he's still working hard. He's just done The Mule, hasn't he? You know, the guy's like, well, God, he's almost 100 years old, and he's still ploughing movies out in every type of genre as well. What a workaholic, what a guy, Clint, my man. But I don't think after Gran Torino he did anything that resembled a thriller or an action movie. I don't think so, can't remember, I don't think so. Anyway. Another reflective moment, lounge. I'll just put my 44 on the floor. So folks, that was a brief one, a very brief one. Well, a brief one at 17.5 minutes. You know, hey, it's Christmas. It's the time to be indulgent. So, folks, do please tell your friends to like, share and subscribe and get some of this Kilted goodness, you know? I almost forgot. Today, we are sporting the Ancient Mackenzie. That is my favourite tartan of all time. It's quite rare to get it. I have the modern Mackenzie. I have another type of Mackenzie. Was it the weathered or was it, I can't remember, the hunting? Can't remember now. I've got that many, can't remember. But this is the Ancient Mackenzie. And it's lovely, strong, bold, vivid blue shot through with red. You probably can't see, you know, in this light. But it's absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous kilt. And I don't wear it anywhere near enough. So in the new year, I resolve to wear the Mackenzie a damn sight more, because my family is part of the Mackenzies, believe it or not. Yes, we are strongly affiliated to them. We fought alongside them. And then, alongside them, we also fled after Culloden. Went to Ireland and changed our name. Yeah. And then the bloody English found us over there as well. Oh, to have had a Magnum 44 in those days. Yes. Anyway, folks, I've ran over again. So, please, tell your friends. Let's get the Kilt-Man show on the road. Let's extend the clan. Come on now, we can do this. I'm going to speak to you all very soon because I've got more things lined up before the big day arrives. Yeah, I've got whiskies lined up this afternoon, and then a drunken video. I might even wrap some presents alongside you all. How about that? Anyway, folks, for now, from me and my man, Dirty Harry, I'm gonna see you all